A cluttered mind is a restless one, and most people never stop thinking long enough to actually rest. They lie in bed replaying failures, planning 1,000 tomorrows, and carrying problems that don't even belong to them. But here's the harsh truth. If the mind stays full, the soul stays tired. But don't worry, this is about to change your life. What you're about to hear isn't just meant to lull you into sleep. It's designed to cleanse your thoughts, to sweep away the mental debris that's been piling up for days, weeks, maybe even years. These 4 hours of Stoic lessons are more than philosophy. They're mental house cleaning. They'll guide you back to what truly matters, while teaching you to release what doesn't. Through the calm cadence of ancient wisdom, your thoughts will begin to slow. You'll stop clinging to every worry. You'll learn to step back, observe, and simply be. This is what Stoicism offers. Not detachment from life, but freedom from what weighs it down. So as you close your eyes tonight, know that peace isn't something you chase. It's something you uncover once the mind is finally clear. If you're ready to quiet the noise and finally get the rest you deserve, comment below, "I am ready to clear my mind." Have you ever been stopped by someone who just couldn't believe your age? Maybe they thought you were years, if not a decade, younger than you actually are. At first, it might seem like just a compliment. But what if I told you that looking younger than your age isn't just about good genes or skin care? It's a sign, an indicator of something much deeper, something hidden within your psychology, your mindset, and even your life choices. People who look younger often share distinct psychological traits, and today I'm about to reveal what they are. If you've ever been told you don't look your age, pay close attention, because this might explain why. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, because I'll be sharing more eye-opening content like this, and you don't want to miss out. 1. You have an unbreakable spirit. Have you ever noticed how some people go through the worst storms in life, yet still manage to look untouched by time? They face heartbreak, betrayals, financial struggles, and personal losses. But when you look at them, you'd never guess the battles they've fought. Their secret? An unbreakable spirit. Your mind controls your body more than you think. The weight of stress, anxiety, and emotional burdens doesn't just exist in your thoughts. It carves itself into your skin, your posture, and even the way you carry yourself. People who seem to defy aging are not just lucky. They have learned how to master their emotions instead of letting their emotions master them. They understand one of life's most brutal truths. Stress is a silent killer, and it doesn't just take away your peace, it takes away your youth. Look at those who age prematurely. More often than not, they are people who have allowed stress to consume them. They dwell on their failures, hold on to grudges, and live in a constant state of worry. This mental state forces the body into survival mode, increasing cortisol levels, the stress hormone responsible for wrinkles, dull skin, and overall exhaustion. It doesn't just make you look older, it makes you feel older too. But then there are those who refuse to let stress dictate their lives. No matter what happens, they get back up. They take the blows, but they don't let the bruises remain. They have this deep-rooted resilience, a kind of mental toughness that keeps them from drowning in negativity. And guess what? Their faces reflect that strength. Their skin remains vibrant, their eyes stay full of life, and their presence radiates energy. If you've ever been told that you look younger than your age, ask yourself, are you someone who keeps moving forward despite hardships? Do you laugh in the face of adversity instead of letting it break you? If so, you may have cracked the ultimate secret to agelessness, not just in appearance, but in spirit. And if you haven't yet mastered this, the best time to start is now. Let go of what you cannot control. Find strength in your struggles. Refuse to be defeated, because while life will try to wear you down, only you have the power to decide whether it leaves a mark on your soul or your face. 2. You embrace change instead of fearing it. Have you ever met someone who, despite their age, has this unstoppable energy, the kind that makes you question if time even affects them? They move through life with excitement, curiosity, and openness that seems almost childlike. These are the people who have discovered the ultimate key to staying young, embracing change instead of fearing it. Stubbornness is one of the fastest ways to age, mentally, emotionally, and physically. When people resist change, they trap themselves in cycles of stress, frustration, and stagnation. Their minds grow rigid, their habits repetitive, and their bodies begin to reflect the weight of their unwillingness to adapt. This resistance doesn't just affect their mood, it manifests in their posture, their expressions, and even the way they carry themselves. You've probably seen it: the frown lines, the stiffness, the energy of someone who is simply existing rather than truly living. Now think about those who seem ageless, even in their 50s, 60s, or beyond. They are the ones who don't let time define them. Instead of clinging to the past, they welcome new experiences. Instead of saying, "I'm too old for this," they say, "Why not?" They are lifelong learners, willing to grow, evolve, and try things outside of their comfort zone. This flexibility isn't just good for the soul, it's a powerful anti-aging weapon. Science backs this up. People who constantly learn new skills, explore different ideas, and remain socially and intellectually engaged maintain stronger brain function and healthier bodies. Their minds stay sharp and their spirits remain lively, which naturally reflects in their appearance. There's a certain glow to someone who embraces life with open arms. Their faces don't carry the heaviness of regret or the stiffness of resistance. Instead, they radiate a youthful energy that is undeniable. So if you ever wonder why some people look much older than they are, while others seem to defy time, look at their attitude toward change. Those who resist it age faster, both inside and out. But those who flow with life, who see every twist and turn as an adventure, remain youthful not just in looks, but in spirit. The truth is, aging isn't just about the passing of years. It's about how you respond to the changes that come with them. If you refuse to evolve, you will feel old long before your time. But if you embrace the unknown, stay curious, and never let yourself grow mentally stiff, you will carry an energy that makes people wonder, what's your secret? 3. Your mind is always curious. Have you ever met someone whose energy is so vibrant, so alive, that they seem untouched by time? They could be 40, 50, or even 60, yet they have the spark of someone half their age. What's their secret? It's not just good genetics or a fancy skincare routine. It's their curiosity. Most people assume that youth is only about how you look, but that's a lie. True youth starts in the mind. The moment you stop being curious, stop asking questions, stop learning, you start aging in ways that no anti-aging cream can fix. A dull mind leads to a dull body. People who let life become repetitive, who settle into routines without ever exploring new things, slowly lose the energy that once made them shine. You can see it in their posture, in their tired eyes, in the way they speak. They aren't living, they're simply existing. Now contrast that with someone who is endlessly curious. These are the people who never stop learning, who always want to know more about the world, about people, about themselves. They pick up new hobbies, ask deep questions, challenge their own thoughts, and see life as an adventure rather than a burden. Their minds stay sharp, and as a result, their bodies follow. Science backs this up. Mental stimulation keeps the brain active, reducing cognitive decline and even slowing down the aging process. But curiosity does more than just keep your mind fresh. It changes your entire energy. Have you ever noticed that people with youthful curiosity have a certain glow? Their eyes are brighter, their expressions are more animated, and they carry an aura of excitement. They don't see life as something that's slipping away. They see it as something to keep discovering. And that mentality alone reflects in their physical appearance. So if people often tell you that you look younger than your age, take a moment to think. Are you someone who is always curious? Do you find joy in learning new things? Do you challenge yourself to grow instead of just going through the motions? If the answer is yes, then you've unlocked one of the most powerful secrets to staying young. Because the truth is, youth isn't just about the years you've lived. It's about the fire in your mind. Keep that fire alive, and time will never truly catch up with you. 4. You express your emotions freely. Have you ever noticed how some people carry the weight of the world on their faces? Their eyes seem tired, their expressions hardened, and their presence feels heavy, as if life itself has worn them down. Now compare them to those who look younger than their age. Their faces are lighter, their eyes brighter, and there's a softness in the way they carry themselves. What's the difference? Emotional expression. Emotions are not meant to be locked away. When you suppress your feelings, whether it's sadness, anger, frustration, or even joy, you create an inner tension that your body absorbs. It builds up like poison, increasing stress levels, tightening your muscles, and manifesting as deep lines on your face. Years of unexpressed emotions don't just weigh down your mind, they physically alter your appearance. Think about someone who holds in their emotions all the time. They keep a straight face, never allowing themselves to fully laugh, cry, or speak their truth. Over time, this emotional suppression takes a toll. Stress hormones like cortisol rise, accelerating aging by damaging skin elasticity, draining energy, and even weakening the immune system. These are the people who look older than they are, not because of genetics, but because of the emotional weight they refuse to release. Now look at those who age gracefully, who look younger than their years. What do they have in common? They allow themselves to feel. When they're happy, they don't hold back their laughter. When they're sad, they don't pretend to be fine. They cry, they talk, they release. They are emotionally honest, and this honesty keeps them youthful. Their faces don't carry the tension of years of unspoken words or suppressed pain. Instead, they remain expressive, vibrant, and full of life. It's no surprise that cultures that encourage open emotional expression tend to have people who appear more youthful and energetic. Emotional release is a natural anti-aging tool, one that no expensive product can replace. Studies show that people who openly express emotions tend to have lower levels of stress and better overall health, both physically and mentally. So, if you've ever been told that you look younger than your age, it might not just be because of good skincare or genetics. It could be because you don't let emotions rot inside you. You speak, you laugh, you cry, and you release. And in doing so, you free yourself not just mentally but physically. Because the truth is, The face is a reflection of the soul, and those who let their emotions flow freely, they stay young, not just in appearance, but in spirit. 5. You surround yourself with positive energy. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt drained, as if the air itself was heavy? Or spent time with someone who, after just a few minutes, left you feeling exhausted? That's because energy is contagious, whether it's positive or negative, and if you constantly expose yourself to negativity, it doesn't just affect your mind, it slowly wears down your body, making you age faster. The truth is, the people you surround yourself with have a direct impact on your youthfulness. If you're constantly around individuals who complain, criticize, or drain your energy with their pessimism, it physically takes a toll on you. Stress levels rise, your body tenses up, and over time you start carrying that negativity in your posture, your face, and even your health. You see it in people who seem far older than their actual age. Tired eyes, deep frown lines, and an overall heaviness in their presence. But then there are those who look effortlessly young, no matter their age. They have a radiance, a glow, an energy that feels alive. What's their secret? They carefully choose their environment. They spend time with people who lift them up, who inspire them, who bring laughter instead of complaints. They know that negative energy is a slow poison, and they refuse to let it infect their lives. Science backs this up. Studies show that positive social interactions reduce stress hormones and even slow down the aging process at a cellular level. Laughter, genuine connection, and uplifting conversations don't just make you feel better, they keep your body younger. Ever wonder why some people seem to glow with youth despite their years? It's because they surround themselves with people who fill them with life, not drain it from them. Look around you. Are the people in your life adding to your energy or taking from it? If you find yourself constantly surrounded by negativity, it might be affecting you in ways you don't even realize. But the good news is, you have the power to change it. Choose positivity, and your body will thank you for it. Because at the end of the day, youth isn't just about how you look. It's about the energy you carry. And that energy is shaped by the people you allow into your world. So if you've been told that you look younger than your age, it might not just be luck. It could be a sign that you've surrounded yourself with the kind of energy that keeps you truly alive. 6. You live with passion and purpose. Have you ever looked at someone and thought they looked tired of life? Their face lacks expression, their posture is heavy, and their energy feels drained, as if they're just going through the motions, waiting for time to pass. Now contrast that with someone who radiates life, someone who speaks with excitement, whose eyes light up when they talk about their dreams, whose presence feels electric. The difference? Passion, purpose, a reason to wake up every morning. People who lack passion often appear older than their years. When life feels empty, when there's nothing exciting on the horizon, it shows. The human body reacts to emotional stagnation just as much as it reacts to physical inactivity. When you're disconnected from your purpose, your mind becomes dull, your spirit dims, and your body follows. The result? A face that looks tired, aged, and uninspired. But then there are those who glow with youthful energy, no matter their age. They don't wake up dreading the day. They wake up driven, excited, ready to create, build, and experience. This passion fuels them from the inside, and it reflects outward. You can see it in their expressions, in the way they move, in the way they carry themselves, with enthusiasm and vitality. And the science backs it up. Studies show that having a sense of purpose reduces stress, lowers inflammation, and even extends lifespan. When you're actively pursuing something that excites you, whether it's a career, a hobby, or a personal mission, your brain produces more dopamine and serotonin, the very chemicals responsible for happiness and youthful energy. These chemicals keep your skin glowing, your body active, and your spirit alive. If you've been told you look younger than your age, it might not be just genetics. It could be because you have something that fuels your soul, something that gives you a reason to keep pushing forward with excitement. So ask yourself, are you just existing, or are you truly living? Because if you're lost in routine, uninspired and stagnant, it's not just your mind that suffers. Your body will show it too. But if you have passion, if you have a goal that ignites your spirit, you will carry an energy that defies age itself. Because in the end, youth isn't about how many years you've lived. It's about how alive you feel inside. And those who live with passion, they never truly grow old. 7. You let go of the past. Have you ever seen someone who carries the weight of their past on their face? Their eyes seem distant, their expression tired, as if they are trapped in memories they can't escape. The truth is, holding on to regret, resentment, or guilt doesn't just affect your mind, it physically changes you. It burdens your body, increases stress, and over time, it makes you age faster than you should. The past is heavy. Every unresolved conflict, every painful memory, every mistake you replay over and over again. It all takes a toll on your health, both mentally and physically. Stress hormones like cortisol rise when you dwell on things you can't change, and over time, they lead to premature aging, wrinkles, and even illness. People who hold on to bitterness often develop a hardened, worn-out look, as if life itself has drained them. And in a way, it has. But then there are those who seem light, vibrant, and effortlessly young, no matter their age. What's their secret? They don't let the past define them. They've made peace with what's behind them. They understand that carrying old pain only hurts them, not the people who caused it. Instead of clinging to regret, they focus on the present. Instead of living in past mistakes, they choose growth, healing, and freedom. Science supports this. Studies have shown that people who practice forgiveness and mindfulness have lower levels of stress, better immune function, and even a longer lifespan. When you let go of grudges and regrets, your body follows suit. It releases tension, repairs itself, and allows you to maintain a youthful, radiant presence. If you've been told that you look younger than your age, it might not be just genetics. It could be because you refuse to let the past weigh you down. You've chosen to live in the moment, to move forward instead of looking back. And that mindset, it keeps you young inside and out. So ask yourself, what are you still holding on to? Is it anger, guilt, resentment? Whatever it is, it's not just hurting your soul, it's aging you. But the moment you decide to let go, to stop carrying what no longer serves you, you'll feel something incredible, lighter, freer, younger. Because in the end, the past is a burden, and those who release it, they carry a glow that time can't touch. So if you've ever wondered why you look younger than your age, now you know. It's not just about genetics, but about your mindset, your lifestyle, and your energy. And if you don't look younger yet, maybe it's time to adopt these powerful psychological habits. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that reveals the hidden truths about life and psychology. Share this with someone who always gets mistaken for being younger. They might find it just as fascinating as you did. And now, tell me in the comments, What's the craziest age mistake someone has made about you? I'd love to hear your stories. Stay youthful, stay powerful, and I'll see you in the next video. Imagine this. Right now, you have the power to turn your greatest challenges into your most meaningful successes. But how, you may wonder? Today, we're diving into Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has helped people overcome adversity and find peace in the midst of chaos for centuries. Think back to a time when you faced a situation that tested your patience or shook your confidence. How did you react? Were you controlled by your immediate emotions, or did you choose a response aligned with your core values and beliefs? This is where Stoicism comes in, guiding us to approach life's challenges with courage, wisdom, and composure. Today, we'll explore a powerful idea with ancient roots that is just as relevant today: the practice of training your mind to respond, not react. This isn't just about staying calm in difficult situations. It's about developing a deep awareness and being fully present in the moment. This helps you move through life's ups and downs with intention and grace. The Stoics, ancient thinkers known for their practical outlook on life, had much to say on this topic. They believed that while we can't control what happens to us, we can control how we interpret and respond to those events. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what's within our power, teaching us to detach from external circumstances and ground ourselves in reason and choice. This wisdom can inspire us to pause, reflect, and choose our actions thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Why is this important? Consider how much of our stress, regret, and frustration stem from quick reactions to what others say or do. Imagine being able to stay calm, centered, and thoughtful, even when the world around you is anything but. This isn't just about finding inner peace. It's about becoming a more effective, compassionate, and resilient person. These qualities have the power to transform not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. In today's conversation, we'll explore various strategies that combine insights from modern psychology and Stoic philosophy. These strategies will help you develop a responsive mindset. We'll discuss how to cultivate mindfulness, why responding instead of reacting matters in today's world, how to express emotions constructively, and how to keep the bigger picture in mind, a perspective in which the Stoics excelled. By the end of our discussion, you'll have a toolkit of strategies to help you pause, assess, and respond thoughtfully to whatever life throws your way. Together, we'll learn to anchor ourselves in the wisdom of Stoicism and the power of our own minds to choose how we respond, transforming our experiences and interactions for the better. As we explore the essence of responding over reacting, we enter a space where every thought and action is intentional, echoing the timeless teachings of Stoicism. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers from Greece and Rome, held principles that are incredibly relevant to our fast-paced modern world. They emphasized the importance of mastering our emotions and reactions, teaching that true power lies in our ability to choose how we respond to any situation. So, why is it so important to cultivate the ability to respond rather than react impulsively? Imagine you're in a tense meeting or facing a personal challenge. The natural instinct is often to react immediately, driven by a surge of emotions. While this reaction is instinctive, it's rarely in our best interest. Over time, reactive behavior can escalate conflicts, damage relationships, and lead to decisions we regret. This is where Stoic wisdom proves invaluable. The Stoics advocated for living in harmony with nature and reason, emphasizing that every action should be guided by virtue and rational thought. By adopting this philosophy, we learn to observe our initial impulses, analyze them with reason, and choose actions that align with our core values and long-term goals. Responding instead of reacting means taking a moment to pause when faced with a triggering situation. It's about stepping back to reflect, not only on the external event, but also on your internal response. This pause gives you the opportunity to consider different outcomes and choose the one that is reasoned, balanced, and most importantly, under your control. In practicing this Stoic approach, you're not ignoring or suppressing your emotions. Rather, you acknowledge them, understand their roots, and then decide whether and how they should influence your actions. This process empowers you to engage with the world in a way that preserves your inner peace and integrity, no matter what happens externally. However, the benefits of responding over reacting extend beyond personal peace. It also improves the quality of your relationships, strengthens your leadership, and enhances your resilience in the face of adversity. When you respond thoughtfully, you show respect, understanding, and empathy for others' perspectives, fostering more meaningful and productive interactions. Embarking on the journey to train your mind requires more than just good intentions. It demands intentional and sustained effort, much like the practices advocated by the Stoics. Their timeless wisdom offers valuable guidance for cultivating a responsive rather than reactive mindset in our modern world. Let's first explore the importance of self-awareness, a key pillar of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics stressed the need for introspection and understanding one's own thoughts and motivations. In this context, self-awareness means developing a keen understanding of your mental and emotional states. When you're aware of your thoughts and feelings, you're better equipped to manage them effectively. This heightened awareness helps you recognize the onset of emotional reactions and take the crucial first step toward choosing a more reasoned response. Next, we'll explore the practice of pausing, a simple yet powerful strategy. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, often spoke of the space between stimulus and response, the moment when we have the power to choose our actions. By cultivating the habit of pausing, we gain the ability to make more intentional, thoughtful decisions in the face of life's challenges. This brief pause can be filled with a deep breath, a moment of reflection, or a short meditation. In this space, we can connect with our inner Stoic, asking ourselves what virtue is needed in the moment and which response aligns with our highest self. Another key strategy is reframing our perspective, a technique the Stoics used to maintain equanimity during difficult times. Reframing involves consciously choosing to view a situation from a new angle, one that reduces its emotional impact and reveals alternative ways to approach it. For example, rather than seeing a challenging work situation as a threat, you might reframe it as an opportunity for growth and resilience. By shifting our narrative, we change our emotional responses and open up new possibilities for action. The Stoics also emphasized focusing on what we can control and letting go of what we cannot. By practicing this principle, we learn to direct our energy where it matters most, responding to our thoughts and actions while accepting external events as they happen. This doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. Rather, it's about recognizing where our true power lies and acting with intention and integrity. Finally, consistent self-reflection and adjustment are essential for training the mind. The Stoics practiced daily self-examination, evaluating their actions and progress toward virtue. Similarly, We can end our day by reflecting on our responses, celebrating the moments we chose thoughtful actions, and learning from times when we fell into reactivity. This continuous process of self-assessment and improvement helps us build a responsive mindset and cultivate the wisdom and balance central to Stoicism. By incorporating these strategies into our daily lives, we honor the Stoic legacy while empowering ourselves to live with more purpose, calm, and effectiveness. Through consistent practice, we can reshape our minds, guiding them to respond in ways that reflect our deepest values and aspirations. At its core, mindfulness is about cultivating a deep awareness of the present moment. It involves observing our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment, which allows us to gain insight into their nature and influence. By practicing mindfulness, we align with the Stoic goal of living with awareness and intention, grounding ourselves firmly in the now. Mindfulness practices for a Stoic life. The only moment we truly have the power to act is the present. One effective way to cultivate mindfulness is through focused attention exercises like breath meditation. By simply observing our breath, each inhale and exhale, we strengthen our ability to concentrate and bring our attention back to the present whenever it wanders. This practice isn't just about relaxation, it's training for the mind, improving our ability to stay focused and present amidst life's distractions. Another key mindfulness practice is mindful observation, which can be applied to any activity. Whether you're eating, walking, or performing routine tasks, you can practice being fully engaged in the moment, observing each aspect with curiosity and openness. This enhances the experience itself and also strengthens your ability to stay focused and responsive in various situations. Body scan meditation is another powerful technique that fosters both body awareness and presence. By slowly scanning through different parts of the body, we develop a deeper connection with our physical selves while also recognizing and releasing built-up tensions and emotions. This practice mirrors Stoic reflection on the body's nature and emphasizes not letting physical sensations overly influence our rational minds. Incorporating mindfulness into our interactions with others can also transform our relationships and communication. By being fully present, listening attentively, and observing without judgment, we foster deeper understanding and connection. This practice aligns with the Stoic value of empathy and the recognition that others too are rational beings navigating their own challenges and experiences. Implementing response over reaction in daily life. By embracing these mindfulness practices, we follow a path laid out by the Stoics, one that leads to greater clarity, tranquility, and effectiveness in our actions. As we cultivate a mindful presence, we equip ourselves with the tools to respond to life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and composure, embodying the best of Stoic-inspired living. Let's now shift our focus to the practical application of the mindfulness and Stoic insights we've gained, aiming to create a lifestyle where thoughtful responses take precedence over impulsive reactions. The goal of practicing response over reaction is not about suppressing our natural instincts. Instead, it's about deepening our engagement with life in line with the Stoic virtue of living with intention and rational thought. To truly embody the principles we've discussed, it's essential to establish daily practices that help us respond thoughtfully. Picture yourself in a challenging situation, perhaps a disagreement at work or an unexpected setback. Your immediate impulse might be to react emotionally, driven by frustration or disappointment. However, This is precisely the moment to tap into your Stoic-inspired training. Pause and reflect on the bigger picture. Ask yourself, what would a Stoic philosopher do? This question isn't about suppressing your emotions. Instead, it invites you to engage your rational mind, to evaluate the situation objectively, and choose a constructive response. The goal is not to eliminate emotions, but to channel them productively, using reason to navigate through them. Acknowledge your feelings, understand what triggered them, and then, with clarity and calm, decide on the best course of action that aligns with your values and goals. In practical terms, this could mean taking a brief walk to clear your mind before replying to a provocative email. Or it could involve digging deeper into what's truly bothering you in a conflict, addressing the root causes rather than reacting to surface-level frustrations. Each time you choose to respond instead of react, you're reinforcing a pattern of thoughtful engagement with life's challenges, building resilience, and fostering a greater sense of peace and satisfaction. Integrating this approach into your daily routine amplifies its impact. Start your day by reflecting on your intentions, reminding yourself of your commitment to respond thoughtfully in various situations. Make journaling a regular habit, using it to reflect on your responses, celebrate successes, and identify areas for improvement. Above all, embrace a mindset of continuous learning and growth, recognizing that each day offers a new opportunity to practice and refine your ability to respond rather than react. By committing to this path, you're not simply adopting a strategy for stress reduction or conflict management. You're embracing a way of life that reflects the Stoic pursuit of virtue and wisdom. You're choosing to live intentionally, aligning your actions with your highest ideals. In doing so, you contribute to a more thoughtful, compassionate, and responsive world. The journey from reaction to response is transformative, leading us toward a deeper engagement with both our inner selves and the external world. This is the path that the Stoics walked with dedication, and now, with their wisdom guiding us, we too can navigate life's challenges with grace, equanimity, and rationality, embodying the true spirit of Stoicism in our modern world. The core of our exploration is not just about managing our reactions in isolation, but about integrating a thoughtful, responsive approach into the fabric of our lives. By embracing Stoic principles, focusing on what we can control, acting with reason, and striving for virtue, we empower ourselves to face life's challenges with greater calm and purpose. This Stoic-inspired path invites us to view every moment as an opportunity to practice our commitment to responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. Whether we face daily frustrations, major setbacks, or significant decisions, each situation is a chance to embody Stoic virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By consistently choosing to respond thoughtfully, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also positively impact those around us. Remember, the journey to mastering response over reaction is ongoing, requiring continual learning and growth. Like the Stoics, we must embrace the discipline of self-reflection, regularly assessing our progress and adjusting as needed. This commitment to personal growth not only brings us closer to our ideal selves, but also resonates outward, influencing our relationships, communities, and the broader tapestry of interconnected lives. As we near the end of this journey together, remember, every moment is a choice. Each moment is an opportunity to embody the calm, resilience, and wisdom of Stoicism in the fabric of our lives. Your responses are threads that weave your character with intention and purpose. Now, as we part ways, I encourage you to continue your exploration. Look for suggested videos that dive deeper into the art of living wisely and well. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Journal and embracing the path of mindful response over reactive impulse. May your journey forward be filled with clarity, virtue, and peace. Unfortunately, the art of silence has been lost in our busy world, where noise and talk are always present. But what if the times we choose not to speak were just as strong as the times we do? How often do we stop and think about what our quiet means? Stoicism is an old theory that teaches people how to control themselves through reason and emotional strength. It's a great way to learn when to speak. Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, said, "It's better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." This wise saying brings up a basic question. How many times have we felt bad about saying something in a hurry or out of anger? Stoicism doesn't just tell us not to do things. We owe it to ourselves to use silence as a tool for growth and peace. Imagine facing life's challenges with the calm confidence that your silence speaks louder than any words ever could. Stoic philosophy teaches that silence isn't just the absence of speech, but a deeply felt response that has been carefully chosen. It is an active, powerful force, a plan that can help ease disagreements, protect us from harm, and help us understand. But when exactly should we embrace silence? Together, we'll find out 9 key times when choosing silence is not only smart, but also life-changing. As we go deeper into these lessons, think about how practicing Stoic silence might change the way you deal with others and your own peace of mind. What if you could end a heated fight with a calm, measured silence instead of harsh words? What might a quiet pause help you say about your feelings and thoughts? Come with us as we dig up the strong times to shut up and let the knowledge of Stoicism guide us. Are you ready to learn more about the deep knowledge of Stoicism? Please leave a word before you start your journey. Number 1. When being criticized unfairly. According to Stoic philosophy, being unfairly criticized is a unique chance to become stronger and show integrity. The main ideas behind this old knowledge come from the ruler Marcus Aurelius, who once said that if something outside of you bothers you, it's not the thing itself that's hurting you, but how you think about it. He also said that you can change how you think about something at any time. Insight says that what bothers us about criticism is not the criticism itself, but how we see and respond to it. Think about this. How might changing how you see criticism make you stronger? Can you think of a time when staying calm in the face of unfair criticism changed the outcome? For example, if you are leading a project at work and your boss criticizes it harshly, a Stoic response would be to calmly look at the feedback and find useful insights while ignoring any negative information that isn't based on facts. Epictetus said that this way of doing things will not only keep your peace, but also keep your professional honor. Don't talk about your theory, live it. To live by philosophy, you have to respond with calm, well-thought-out responses instead of defensive ones. You should let the quality of your responses and ultimately your work speak for itself. Not responding when unfairly criticized is not just a passive act, it's a strategic one. To embrace Stoicism's call to focus on what we can control, our responses and attitudes, this quiet strength turns possible conflict into a sign of your personal strength and philosophical dedication. As you face life's difficulties, think about how silence can help you. What chances might come up if you choose thoughtful silence over impulsive speech? How might this practice not only improve your own peace of mind, but also have an effect on those around you? By incorporating Stoic principles into our daily lives, especially when we are unfairly criticized, we align ourselves with a philosophy that values strength of character over the temporary approval of others. This promotes personal growth and inspires others to do the same, especially in today's world, where boasting and self-promotion often drown out humility. Stoicism tells us to embrace silence, and the wise Marcus Aurelius says, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be one." In this light, think about how silence in response to boasts can turn a potentially ego-fueled environment into a place of self-reflection and growth. There will always be criticism in life, and it can often be a good way to learn and improve. But criticism isn't always fair, even when it's meant to hurt someone. In these kinds of scenarios, it can be hard to stay calm and act in the right way. Stoicism, a theory that began in ancient Greece, has timeless advice on how to handle rude criticism with class and grace. By following Stoic ideas, we can turn bad things that happen to us into chances to grow as people and become stronger inside. What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. This is the Stoic principle. Epictetus advised taking a moment to think about what to say when someone criticizes you unfairly. This keeps you from acting on impulse and gives you time to think about what's going on without getting upset. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we control our minds, not events outside of them. Understanding this truth makes us stronger. Unfair feedback only reflects the reviewer's feelings or thoughts, not your actual worth or abilities. Marcus Aurelius also said that if anyone can prove and show him that he thinks and acts in error, he would gladly change, for he seeks the truth. There may be a small amount of truth in even the most unfair judgment. Finding useful insights hidden within criticism allows for self-improvement while discarding unnecessary negativity. Epictetus taught that one must first learn the meaning of what they say before speaking. When someone criticizes you unfairly, staying calm and polite is essential. This shows strength and self-control while preventing unnecessary escalation. A calm response often neutralizes hostility and reflects maturity. Marcus Aurelius urged people to stop wasting time arguing about what a good man should be and instead focus on being one. Rather than dwelling on unfair criticism, redirect your energy toward your personal goals and self-improvement. You can rise above the bad things that happen and keep moving forward on your road by focusing on your own growth and virtues. It can be hard to deal with unfair criticism, but if you follow Stoic principles, you can turn these situations into chances to grow and become stronger. Remember to take a moment to think. Separate the criticism from your own worth. Look for any sliver of truth. Reply with coolness and respect, and keep your attention on your own growth. In this way, you live up to the Stoic ideal of staying calm and strong inside, even when things are hard outside. Number 2. Stoic silence in the middle of boasts. Imagine you're at a networking event where a co-worker is bragging too much about their recent raises and fancy lifestyle. You might want to counter their bravado with your own accomplishments. Stoicism teaches us the power of restraint. If you choose quiet, you keep your cool and let other people's words show you who they are. This way, you can save your energy for deeper conversations. This method not only protects your honor, but it also makes you look like someone who is sure of their own achievements and doesn't need outside approval. In this theory, silence is not a sign of passivity. Instead, It is a sign of strategic silence that shows knowledge and confidence. Another wise Stoic says, "He who does not wish to be outnumbered by greater benefits should not return one benefit with another. He should return many at once." In real life, this means that you should not respond to empty boasts with words, but with the quiet grace of your actions and the quality of your character. How often do you find yourself responding to someone else's success story with one of your own? What might happen if you instead chose to listen fully, acknowledging their accomplishments with a nod or a smile, while keeping your attention on your own virtues and goals? Accepting Stoic quiet in the middle of boasts is a way to live a life not marked by competition, but by happiness and inner success. It creates an atmosphere where one can thrive peacefully and successfully based on genuine self-worth rather than comparative measures. Please think about this lesson and use what you've learned in your daily life. How could accepting quiet make your life and relationships better? Please write about your ideas and stories in the space below. Let's work together to make each other's lives more peaceful and happy. Number 3. When dealing with anger. When we're angry, it can feel like a wild storm that can sweep away all reason and calm. But in the middle of this storm, Stoic philosophy offers a safe place to be, a moment of silence that helps us deal with these strong feelings. Epicurus, a famous Stoic figure, said to keep quiet most of the time and only speak when you have to. Now imagine a day at work when a co-worker's mistake causes you hours of extra work. Your first instinct might be to lash out in anger, but what would happen if you chose silence instead? By not reacting in anger, you give yourself time to think about the situation more objectively. This pause can stop the conflict from getting worse and lead to constructive solutions instead of heated arguments. Think about it. How often has reacting quickly in anger made you think about what could be different if you took a moment to calm down before speaking? Marcus Aurelius, another well-known Stoic, gives advice in his writings. How much worse are the results of anger than the things that make people angry? This thought makes us think about what happens after we get angry. Most of the time, the effects of an angry outburst are worse than the thing that made us angry in the first place. Think about Nelson Mandela, a famous leader who, even though he had been jailed for years, decided to forgive his abusers instead of getting angry. This decision not only improved his own life, but also led a country to reconciliation. For example, using silence when you're angry doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means choosing a response that is in line with your best self. This practice not only improves your own peace, but also leads to better relationships and a more successful life. As you deal with the inevitable frustrations of daily life, remember that silence can be your sanctuary, a place where wisdom rules. Adopt it, and you may find that the quiet response is not only the most profound, but also the most powerful. Anger is a normal feeling that everyone has at some point in their lives. On the other hand, anger that isn't under control can hurt relationships and your own health. Stoicism teaches useful ways to control anger by focusing on self-control, clear thought, and inner peace. Figure out the cause. Look at your triggers to figure out what exactly makes you angry. Is it a person, a setting, or a certain event? Self-reflection. Think about why these things really set you off. Our assumptions and ideas about things often play a big role. Acceptance. Know that you can't change the things that happen in the outside world. What you can change is how you react to these things. Practice being mindful. Keep your mind on the present time instead of focusing on past problems or worries about the future. Exercises for deep breathing. When you feel angry, do exercises for deep breathing to calm your mind and body. Pause and think before you respond. Stop and think about what will happen if you do something. Change your point of view. Try to see things from the other person's point of view to show empathy. Seeing things from their point of view can help you feel less angry. Change the way you see it. Think about how a Stoic philosopher would see things. Would they think it was unimportant or important? Focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on the issue at hand, think of useful ways to handle it. Build emotional strength. Learn to control yourself. Remind yourself that you can choose how to react. Use self-control and patience. Emotional detachment. Learn to control yourself. Remind yourself that you can choose how to react. Use self-control and patience. Emotional detachment. Learn to separate your feelings from what's going on. Take a step back and look at it objectively instead of personally. Get stronger inside. Do things that help you deal with your emotions, like exercising, writing in a book, or meditating. Use your anger in a healthy way. Positively channel your energy. Instead of being angry, put your energy into things that will help you, like working out or making art. Learn and grow. Use your anger as a chance to learn more about yourself and change how you respond in the future. How to communicate well. Talk about how you feel in a cool and confident way without being hostile or angry. Managing your anger well is important for your health and the health of your relationships. You can turn anger into a good force by getting to the bottom of it, practicing mindfulness, changing your point of view, building mental strength, and finding healthy ways to use your anger. Follow the advice of Stoicism to find inner peace and live a healthy, peaceful life. Number 4. Silence amidst unfounded rumors. Silence in the middle of false rumors. When people talk to each other, stories are like leaves caught in a gust of wind. When these rumors aren't true, they can cause harm and confusion. Stoic philosophy gives us a strong answer: quiet. Think about the story of a teacher in a small town who was wrongly accused of misconduct. As rumors spread through the community, the teacher chose not to add to the heat by denying or explaining what happened. Instead, she relied on her honesty and integrity to stand firm. This silence is not a passive surrender, but a smart decision based on wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said, "You hold power over your thoughts, not over outside events. Understand this, and you will be strong." How often have we seen quickly spoken words make things worse? How might silence protect you from the arrows of false accusations? By refusing to comment, the teacher let the community's initial excitement die down. As time went on and no new proof came to light, the truth became her defense. This shows the Stoic belief that you should focus on what you can control, like your reactions and actions, instead of worrying about how stories spread, which you can't stop. Epictetus once said that if someone says bad things about you, you should always compliment them. This counterintuitive method says that reacting to negativity with positivity, or in this case, silence, can stop and change the course of unproductive interactions. When false accusations are made, speaking quietly can show respect and trust in the truth. To use this in your own life, think about how important it is to wait to reply to stories until the storm passes. Remember that the best way to keep your peace and image is to live by the ideal you preach, not by fighting every whisper. In these kinds of situations, staying quiet isn't just a way to protect yourself, it's also a way to show your dedication to Stoic principles. So, as you deal with the difficulties of personal and professional relationships, let Stoic silence lead you through the chaos of false rumors, finding in it the way to a peaceful, happy, and successful life. Number 5. How to deal with loss. How do you deal with the utter silence that follows a major loss? Loss is a common human experience that often leaves a void filled with sadness and confusion. But Stoicism has a unique way of dealing with pain. For example, C.S. Lewis, a famous author who wrote about his grief after losing his wife in the book A Grief Observed, says, "The pain I feel now is the happiness I had before." This is a very Stoic way of thinking. Stoics believe that our experiences are part of a bigger natural flow of life, and that loss and love will always go hand in hand. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, has a lot to say about this subject. "The day we worry will be our last is actually the birthday of eternity." How might your response to loss change if you see it as a shift instead of an end? What might you gain by accepting the silence that comes after loss, giving yourself time and room to think and heal? After his death, Lewis didn't try to fill the silence with explanations or distractions. Instead, he used it to deeply explore his thoughts and feelings, showing the Stoic belief that hardships can be used for personal growth. His journey through grief showed how keeping a calm mind can help someone deal with deep emotional pain and turn it into a deep understanding of life's fragility and beauty. Silence after a loss isn't a way to hide or deny what happened. It's a way to give yourself time to relax, think, and move on. Find meaning beyond the pain you're feeling right now. This means letting your feelings run their course without causing a forced end. Think about how you've dealt with losses in the past. How could the Stoic practice of reflective silence help you in future times of grief? How might this method change not only your own healing, but also the healing of those around you? Please share your thoughts and experiences with loss, as well as how Stoic practices may have affected your path. What lessons have you learned, and how has silence helped you get better? Let's talk about it and get better in the comments below. One of the hardest things in life is dealing with death. It's hard to deal with grief and sadness when you lose something important in your life, like a loved one, a job, or a big chance. Stoicism, an old theory started by Zeno of Citium in Athens, gives us timeless advice on how to deal with these hard times. Taking a Stoic view can help us be strong and at peace, even when we've lost something very important. Recognize and accept how you feel. It's important to understand and accept the feelings that come with losing someone. Stoicism teaches us that feelings are normal reactions to things that happen in life. The steps you can take. Let yourself cry and feel the pain without judging yourself. Writing in a journal or talking to a friend you trust can help you work through these feelings. Pay attention to what you can change. According to Stoic theory, we should let go of things we can't change and focus on the things we can. The steps you can take. Figure out what you can change about the situation, like how you deal with the loss, and let go of what you can't. Reframe the loss as a chance to get better. As explained, Stoics think that every problem can be used as a chance to grow and get better. Step you can take. Think about what you can learn from this. What can this loss teach you that will make you better, smarter, or more caring? Practice being thankful. Being thankful can help you stop thinking about what you've lost and start focusing on what you still have. Step: write down every day a list of things you are thankful for. This exercise can help you see things in a new way and make you feel calm. Seek help and group. Stoicism stresses how important it is to have a group and help each other through hard times. Step to take: talk to family, friends, or support groups. Talking about your problems with other people can help you feel better and less alone. It's never easy to deal with loss, but the Stoic ideas can help us be strong and resilient when we're going through the pain of loss. It can help to recognize our feelings, focus on what we can control, change our point of view, be grateful, and ask for help. These techniques can help us heal and grow if we choose to use them. Number 6. Navigating ignorance with Stoic grace. Have you ever met someone whose actions show they don't understand, but whose belief is as strong as if they were an expert? Even though this situation is upsetting, it's a good time to practice being patient and graceful. Galileo, the famous scientist who pushed heliocentrism during a time of strong geocentric beliefs, is a great example of how to deal with ignorance. Even though he faced fierce opposition and was even put under house arrest, Galileo kept his honor and dedication to the truth, often choosing to stay silent in the face of false accusations and ignorance. Stoicism teaches us that we can only control how we respond, not what other people do. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." Realizing this will give you strength. Think about using this point of view the next time you come across someone who is wrong in their thoughts. How could changing how you respond if you knew you could control it? Galileo's silence wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a strong statement of his honesty and belief in what he had found. He knew that truth doesn't need to be backed up by words, but can stand firm on its own merits. Over time, this approach is similar to the Stoic idea of focusing on one's own actions and accepting that others' beliefs are outside of one's control. Being gracious means knowing the limits of your power and picking your fights carefully. It means being patient and understanding, even when things are frustrating. This practice not only leads to a peaceful and happy life, but it also helps you see things with a bigger picture that focuses on long-term respect and success instead of short-term vindication. Think about how silence can be a graceful reaction to stupidity in your own life. How might this method improve your relationships and your own health? Let Galileo's story motivate you to practice Stoic silence, turning possibly happy situations into chances for inner peace and personal growth. Number 7. How to deal with rumors. There must have been many times in your life when you were the subject of a story, hearing whispers getting louder as they went around. It's a normal human reaction, but keeping quiet can change the situation. Think about the story of a community leader whose dedication to protecting the environment led to false rumors about her personal gain. Instead of addressing each rumor, she stayed focused on her work, remembering Marcus Aurelius's words, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who hurt you." This leader's decision to remain silent and continue her advocacy let her actions speak louder than any rumor. Her behavior shows an important Stoic concept. It's not outside events that bother us, but how we react to them. How would your life be different if you ignored rumors with silence? What strength could you gain by deciding not to explain, but to keep going on your path? If someone says bad things about you, and it's true, Epictetus tells us to fix ourselves. If it's a lie, this wise leader not only kept the peace, but also told her people to look past the lies by telling them to laugh at them. People who didn't believe in her slowly lost faith, but her calm attitude and unwavering commitment showed that Stoic silence can help you keep your image and self-respect. This story shows how Stoicism can be used in modern life by showing how our reactions to false information can either feed the fire or put it out. It also shows that silence is not a passive choice, but an active and powerful way to let our lives and results show what kind of person we are. Think about this approach the next time you hear rumors. How can practicing Stoic silence help you stay calm and focused? How might it change how other people see you over time? I want you to share your ideas and experiences with dealing with rumors in the comment section below. What have you learned from these events, and how has silence helped you get through them? Your ideas could help someone find their way. Rumors can spread fast, hurt your image, cause a lot of stress, and make things more confusing. It is important to come up with good ways to deal with gossip in a world where information spreads quickly. There is timeless knowledge in Stoic thought that tells us how to stay calm, collected, and logical when we face problems. Keep your emotions in check. It is important to keep your feelings in check when you hear stories. When you react quickly or strongly, it can make things worse and give the stories more weight. Instead, try to keep your emotions in check and look at the issue without bias. Pause before you answer. Take a few deep breaths and tell yourself that other people's opinions don't define your worth. Do things that calm you down, like awareness or meditation, to stay calm. Get clear and get the facts. Thoughts and details that aren't clear often feed rumors. Do not take them at face value. Instead, look into the facts, find trustworthy sources, and gather correct data to find out what the story is really about. Talk to reliable people who can give you more information before coming to a decision. Ask questions and look for proof. This method helps you react based on facts instead of guesses. Think things through before you act. How you react to a story can have a big effect on how true it is. When you act without thinking, you might misunderstand something and spread the story even more. Instead, react carefully and with a plan. Look at the situation and think about what might happen if you do something different. Respond to the rumor in a cool and accurate way if you need to. Sometimes the best thing to do is to be quiet or say something slowly. Pay attention to your actions and personality. The best way to fight back against fake rumors is to show that you are a good person. Over time, stories can be put to rest by always being honest and showing what kind of person you are. Keep following your beliefs and ideas in everything you do. Take actions that are good for you and show who you really are. The more you act the same way over time, the less likely it is that false stories are true. Practice not caring about what other people think. Stoicism tells you to let go of things you can't change and focus on the things you can. The second group includes other people's thoughts and stories about you. Remember that you can't change what other people think or say. Pay attention to what you do and how you think. Accept yourself and have faith in your ideals, no matter what other people say. Stoic ideas like controlling your emotions, finding the truth, responding wisely, being constant, and not caring what other people think can help you deal with rumors in a balanced and logical way. By using these tips, you can handle the problems that stories cause with poise and strength, protecting your honor and peace of mind. Number 8. When confronted with injustice. Stoic philosophy teaches us to deal with life's problems with fairness and inner strength. This is especially important when we face unfairness. As the wise Epicurean said, "Bear and forbear." This maxim tells us to go through hard times without complaining and forgive others for their mistakes. Nelson Mandela fought against racism in South Africa in a way that made this theory very clear. Mandela's long time in jail could have made him angry, but he came out as a supporter of peace and unity, showing a deep Stoic resilience. Mandela didn't just stand there and let injustice happen. He chose to focus on healing and unity instead of getting even. This choice shows a key Stoic principle. Our biggest power lies in our ability to choose how to react to outside events. How might our own lives change if we followed Mandela's lead when it comes to the unfair things that happen to us? Can we choose to show understanding and kindness even when it seems impossible? By staying quiet when unfair things happen, Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations that the best way to get back at someone who has hurt you is not to be like them. By choosing not to get into a fight and instead developing a spirit of healing and forward thinking, Mandela changed the way a whole country thought about justice and peace. His life shows us that silence is not a sign of submission. Instead, it can be a powerful tool for change and a sign of personal integrity. This Stoic way of thinking doesn't mean passively accepting injustice. Instead, it involves a strategic and principled silence that prepares us for constructive action. It's about keeping your inner peace and using calm to inspire thoughtful solutions that address wrongdoing and foster a collective move towards a better future. As we face both small and large injustices, let us remember Mandela's silent strength. His legacy teaches us that sometimes the most profound response is cultivated in silence, allowing us to build a foundation for meaningful change and a happier, more successful life. Adopting this can transform both personal hardship and communal strife, leading us to a more peaceful existence. Everyone has to deal with unfair situations at some point in their lives. As a Stoic, it's important to handle these scenarios with calmness and knowledge. The ideas of Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus can help you understand how to deal with unfair situations. Focusing on what we can control, staying calm inside, and reacting logically are some of the things they stress. Keep your peace inside. Marcus Aurelius says that no matter what is going on around you, you should keep your mind cool and collected. Emotional regulation. To keep your emotions in check, do things like deep breathing, being aware, and meditation. Accept what you can't change. Know that you can only change how you react to other people's acts. Answer logically. Think before you act. Instead of moving without thinking, stop and think about what the best thing to do is. Try to understand. Try to figure out why the unfair thing happened. This can help make things clearer and maybe even show a way to solve the problem. Avoid getting back at people. Getting back at people with anger or revenge only makes things worse. Try to respond in a reasonable and calm way. Take a look at your values. Always stick to your principles, no matter what. Let your behaviors be based on your core beliefs and principles. Moral integrity. Make sure that your answer is in line with your morals and upholds your honor. Set a good example. Show others how to deal with unfairness with respect and honor by the way you act. Look for constructive answers. Problem-solving attitude. Instead of dwelling on the problem, go into the situation with the attitude of finding ways to solve it. Communication. Talk to the people involved in an open and honest way to try to find a fair answer. Advocate for change whenever you can. Try to make changes to the system that get to the bottom of the unfairness. Grow and learn. Stop and think about what happened. Think about what happened and what you can learn from it. Personal growth. Look at the experience as a chance to grow as a person and make yourself stronger. Future readiness. Get the skills and information you need to handle similar scenarios better in the future. It is important to stay calm, react logically, stay true to your ideals, look for helpful solutions, and learn from the experience when you are faced with injustice. If you follow these Stoic principles, you can deal with unfair situations with kindness and honesty, making them into chances to grow and make things better. Number 9. How to handle insults with Stoic wisdom. Handle insults with Stoic wisdom. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." This maxim should wake us up every time someone insults us, and it also gives us a deep way to deal with insults. Be quiet. This insight tells us that we can choose how to react by choosing silence and understanding instead of conflict. Mahatma Gandhi, for example, faced insults and resistance in his fight for Indian freedom, but he didn't answer with anger or insult. Instead, he chose to be silent and understand. Gandhi believed in a form of pacifism, which is similar to the Stoic way of life, joyful peace. Gandhi's reaction to verbal and physical attacks was to keep quiet. This often made his enemies less dangerous and won support for his cause among the public. How might taking a similar stance when you are insulted change the dynamics of your interactions with others? What could you gain by keeping your cool instead of responding with words? When someone attacks you, you give yourself room to act with purpose instead of impulsiveness. This stern practice not only keeps you calm, but it also makes you look like a leader who is above everyone else. Small disagreements echoed Marcus Aurelius's. How much worse are the results of anger and grief than the things that made us feel those ways? Think about this as you deal with the problems that come up every day. Think about what this stern silence could do for your life. Could it be the key to a better, more successful life? How might your actions affect how other people deal with problems? As we've looked at the 9 pivotal moments to embrace, silence from dealing with talk to facing loss, Stoic advice has shown us a way to peace and understanding. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." In the spirit of his words, let us practice the deep strength that can be found in silence by deciding when to speak and when to listen. This will help us live a peaceful, happy, and kind life. Feel free to use these Stoic principles in your everyday conversations and see how the power of thoughtful silence can make your life better. If you found this talk deep and useful, please click the like button, leave a note with your thoughts, and don't forget to share these deep philosophical ideas with everyone you know. If you're new, subscribe to our channel to get more deep lessons in Stoicism that will help you grow. Have you ever longed for someone to miss you so deeply that you're the very first thought they have when they open their eyes in the morning and the last one before they drift off at night? If that's something you've wished for, then you're exactly where you need to be. Today, we're going to uncover the secrets of becoming truly unforgettable. We're diving into timeless Stoic principles, not just to stir a little longing, but to help you transform into someone whose absence creates a powerful and irresistible presence. Seneca once shared a profound truth. Absence intensifies love, while presence reinforces it. With that in mind, let's learn how to sharpen love to such a degree that your absence leaves a meaningful imprint. Don't skip any part of what we're about to explore, because each principle contributes an essential piece to the overall puzzle of becoming someone whose absence is genuinely felt. Before we get started, here's a quick, fun little challenge for you. Leave a comment below with the phrase, "on their mind tomorrow." It's short, sweet, and perfectly captures what we're diving into today. Plus, it'll be fun to see how many of you are taking part in this journey. Now, let's get ready to explore these 10 powerful Stoic strategies that will not only increase your presence in someone's heart, but will also make them truly yearn for you when you're not around. Let's begin with the first principle, self-sufficiency. You might be asking yourself, how can being independent make someone miss me more? The answer lies in demonstrating that you are whole and complete on your own, which is both attractive and captivating in any relationship. Think about it like this. When you're self-sufficient, you're not constantly reaching out for attention or leaning heavily on your partner for emotional support. Instead, you're actively living your life, pursuing your passions, meeting your own needs, and thriving as an individual. This kind of independence doesn't push people away, it pulls them in. It piques curiosity and earns admiration. Your partner begins to see you not just as their significant other, but as someone strong, centered, and thriving independently. When you're not always available or relying on them to bring you joy, you create a healthy space in the relationship. And this space isn't about emotional distance, it's about allowing each other to grow as individuals. What do they start to feel when you're not there? They begin to think about you. They remember how gracefully you manage life, how composed you are, how self-directed your choices seem. This memory, this vision of your strength and autonomy, begins to spark longing. They miss the version of you that stands tall and independent. So embrace your self-sufficiency. It's not about distancing yourself. It's about inspiring a deeper, more respectful admiration of your presence. And as you cultivate that independence, don't be surprised if they find themselves thinking about you not just tomorrow, but for many tomorrows to come. Next comes emotional control. Now, you might think, control my emotions? I just want them to miss me. But here's the secret. Mastering your emotions is like having the reins of a powerful horse. It gives you the ability to guide the direction and tone of your relationships. Picture this. Every time you interact with them, you remain composed. Even when conversations take an unexpected turn or heat up, you hold your ground with calm. This kind of emotional balance doesn't just impress, it fascinates. Why? Because, as Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have control over your mind, not external events. Recognize this, and you'll discover true strength. When you respond with this inner strength, you leave a mark. People expect emotional reactions, but when you respond with calm, clarity, and thoughtful presence, it creates an aura of mystery. They begin to wonder what's going on inside your mind. You're not predictable anymore. You're serene and composed, and that unpredictability draws them in. Now, emotional control doesn't mean becoming cold or robotic. It means choosing to respond instead of react. That slight shift makes your emotions more meaningful when they are expressed. When you do open up, your feelings carry weight. They're not impulsive. They're deliberate, heartfelt, and powerful. And when you're not around, what do they remember? That poised version of you. They recall how you made them feel safe, calm, intrigued. They long for the warmth behind your thoughtful affection. So keep your cool, stay grounded, and let them wonder. Maybe even leave behind a subtle hint, something that softly suggests, "Will you be thinking of me tomorrow?" Because in love, mystery can be a powerful magnet. Now we come to intentional communication. Have you ever noticed how just a few well-chosen words can leave someone longing for your presence? This is the magic of speaking with purpose. Intentional communication is about being deliberate with your words, making sure everything you say adds depth, connection, and value. When you speak intentionally, you don't just talk, you craft. You choose language that resonates, that sparks thought, that invites connection. It's not about saying a lot, it's about saying what matters. Seneca once advised that we should speak so that we are invited to speak again. That's the heart of this principle, leaving them wanting more. More of your insight, more of your humor, more of your uniquely genuine voice. Now, imagine that each time you speak, you're doing so to build understanding, to enhance the moment, to offer something real. You're not just filling silence, you're shaping meaningful interaction. And when you're not present, your words linger. They echo in their memory. Your voice plays back in their mind, not just because of what you said, but because of how you made them feel. With this kind of thoughtful communication, you create emotional layers. They start reflecting on your conversations. They begin to miss not just talking to you, but hearing you. You've shown them depth and intention. You've shown them connection. So use your words wisely and with care. Make every exchange meaningful. It's not just the content, it's the way you deliver it that stays with them. Let your words be like gentle spells that leave them thinking, "What would they say now?" And just like that, you're on their mind, again and again. Now let's talk about the acceptance of absence. Here's a twist you might not expect. How can truly embracing time apart actually bring two people closer? It may sound like a contradiction, but here's the truth. Accepting periods of separation can actually intensify their longing for you and strengthen the bond you share when you're reunited. Let's look at it from this perspective. It's not just a matter of absence making the heart grow fonder. Absence builds anticipation, and with that, a deeper sense of appreciation. When you learn to accept and even treasure the moments when you're not together, you reveal a profound level of self-awareness and independence. It shows that you understand that real connection isn't measured by constant presence, but by the emotional strength of your bond. As Epictetus so powerfully put it, freedom is the only goal worth pursuing in life. Freeing yourself from the need to cling allows your relationship dynamics to evolve in the healthiest, most liberating way. Picture what this looks like in real life. Instead of constantly texting or checking in when you're apart, you intentionally allow space to exist. You give the silence room to breathe and, in doing so, invite curiosity. You let a bit of mystery grow. Suddenly, you're no longer just a routine part of their daily life. You become the moment they eagerly anticipate. The acceptance of absence teaches you to move with the natural rhythm of closeness and solitude. It encourages you to enjoy your own company and cherish your individuality. And that kind of self-contentment, it's magnetic. So when you're together again after some time apart, the energy feels refreshed, the connection more alive, and the joy more intense. Let those quiet stretches apart do their work. They aren't voids, they're fertile grounds for growth and a deeper emotional pull. Let them feel your absence in such a way that they find themselves thinking about you more and more. When you come back together, the joy of reconnection becomes a vivid, cherished experience. Now let's explore mindfulness in interaction. How can being completely present when you're with someone create a longing for you when you're not there? The secret lies in making every shared moment so rich and meaningful that your absence leaves a distinct emotional void. Being mindful isn't just about being physically close. It's about being emotionally, mentally, and spiritually engaged. When you are mindful, you're fully attentive to the person you're with. You listen deeply. You respond with thoughtfulness. You tune in, not just with your ears, but with your heart. You're not distracted or scattered. Every interaction becomes intentional. And as Marcus Aurelius once said, approach every action in life as if it were your last. Apply that mindset to your time with loved ones, and suddenly each conversation becomes more vivid, each glance more heartfelt, and each shared laugh more lasting. Imagine this. Every time you're together, you bring a quiet but powerful presence. You aren't just there, you're alive in the moment. You're making every second count. This deep engagement plants seeds of emotional richness. So when you're no longer around, what remains? The powerful memory of how it felt to be seen, heard, and deeply connected with you. That's what lingers. That's what they miss. By practicing mindfulness, you create a strong emotional resonance. Your presence enriches their world in a way that few others do. And when you're gone, that absence becomes noticeably heavier. They start to crave not just your company, but the emotional presence and depth you uniquely offer. So give your full self when you're with them. Let your presence leave such a mark that it echoes long after you're gone. When you master mindfulness in interaction, you don't just spend time, you create memories. And those memories will keep you in their thoughts well into tomorrow. And here we are, halfway through this journey. If you're still with us, it means this message is truly speaking to your heart. If you haven't already, please take a moment to like this video or subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world and allows us to keep creating content that connects with you. Now, let's move into the sixth principle, a truly vital step in becoming unforgettable. This one carries significant weight, so stay focused. Let's now talk about consistency in communication. How does maintaining a steady, intentional communication pattern make someone feel your absence more deeply? It all comes down to cultivating trust and emotional rhythm. Consistency doesn't mean overwhelming them with constant messages. It means developing a steady, dependable flow of interaction that adds value and shows thoughtfulness. Think about small gestures, a good morning text that starts their day with warmth, a mid-afternoon check-in to show you're thinking of them, or a brief evening exchange about how your day went. These become rituals, comforting, familiar patterns that they begin to rely on. As Seneca once said, regularity is a sign of wisdom in communication. This sense of rhythm tells them you're not only present, but emotionally invested and dependable. Imagine even on your busiest days, you still make time for a brief, thoughtful message. That consistent effort becomes a part of their routine, a moment they look forward to. And here's where it becomes powerful. When those familiar touchpoints are suddenly absent, the silence feels louder. Your absence becomes a noticeable void, and they begin to long for your presence to return. This consistency doesn't just make you predictable, it makes you comforting, stable, and emotionally significant. You weave yourself into their everyday life through small, meaningful interactions. And when you're not there, they feel it. They miss not just the words, but the feeling that your messages bring. So make consistency your trademark in communication. Keep the rhythm going. Be someone they know they can count on to show up, even in small ways. Because the more dependable you are, the more deeply they feel your absence when it comes. Your goal isn't just to be remembered occasionally, it's to be constantly present in their thoughts, even from afar. Now, let's shift into purposeful living. How can having a life full of purpose make someone long for your presence even more? The answer lies in becoming someone whose passion and drive is naturally magnetic. When you lead a purpose-driven life, you're not sitting around waiting for someone else to complete you. You're actively shaping your life, chasing dreams, and engaging with your passions. Living with intention gives your energy a different kind of glow. You become someone who's exciting, inspiring, and a joy to be around. When you speak about your goals or dive into your projects, you radiate a kind of passion that's contagious. And that energy sticks with people. It makes them admire you, respect you, and most importantly, miss you when you're gone. So pursue your goals, cultivate your passions, let your life be full and vibrant. This creates a sense of admiration and even a little mystery. They'll find themselves thinking, "What are they up to now?" Or, "I wonder how that project is going." That curiosity grows into longing. Your purpose-driven life becomes a compelling part of your identity that they want to stay connected with. Ultimately, purposeful living isn't about being too busy for love. It's about being so inspired that your presence becomes something others crave. Your energy draws people in, and when you're not around, they miss not just your company, but the light you bring into their world. When you live with purpose, you're not simply waiting for someone else to occupy your time. You're actively pursuing your goals and making the most of each moment. Living with intention naturally enhances your appeal and mystique. It signals that your life has direction and ambition that extend beyond your relationship. You become someone who is contributing to something bigger, and this depth adds to your charm and admiration in the eyes of others. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once remarked that our plans often fail because they lack clear direction. When a person doesn't know which harbor they are sailing toward, no wind is the right one. By setting clear intentions and working toward defined goals, you not only stay focused, but also become more dynamic and captivating. Visualize this. You share exciting stories with your partner about your latest projects, your volunteer initiatives, or your creative passions. As you talk, they see the light in your eyes, the genuine enthusiasm that fuels you. This excitement is contagious, leaving a lasting impact. When you're not around, they begin to miss that infectious energy and the inspiration you radiate. They find themselves eagerly anticipating your next story, the next wave of passion you'll bring to your conversations. In your absence, there's a noticeable void where that vitality once flowed. By choosing to live with purpose, you present yourself as someone constantly evolving and growing. This ever-changing journey keeps your presence fresh and engaging. When you're not there, your partner misses being part of that exciting path. They miss sharing in your victories, challenges, and dreams. So lean into your passions and allow your purposeful life to become a shining example. Show them you're someone who cherishes life and is determined to make a meaningful impact. And keep in mind, when you live with purpose, you'll remain in their thoughts, not just out of love, but out of admiration and a deep appreciation for your zest for living. How does practicing emotional moderation make someone miss you more? It's about establishing a sense of balance and control in the emotional dynamic of the relationship. Thoughtful and restrained emotional expression adds depth and clarity to your interactions. By maintaining emotional moderation, you avoid overwhelming your partner, whether through intense declarations of love or outbursts of frustration. This Stoic approach empowers you to navigate relationship challenges with grace and emotional intelligence, elevating the quality of your emotional connection. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed that the best revenge is simply to be unlike the person who caused you harm. Applied to relationships, this suggests that rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally, you respond with calm, intentional words and actions. Imagine handling a disagreement with patience and clarity. You express your feelings in a genuine way, but not in a manner that feels overbearing or impulsive. This sense of emotional poise allows space for desire and thoughtfulness to grow. Your partner comes to understand that your feelings are real, not just fleeting reactions or emotional impulses. When you're not around, they begin to yearn for that emotional steadiness you bring. They miss the calm confidence in your presence and the way your expressions of love feel meaningful, not rushed or exaggerated. Emotional moderation doesn't mean shutting down or being cold. It means mastering your emotions instead of letting them master you. This inner strength is deeply attractive and cultivates a foundation of trust and admiration. Strive to strike a harmonious balance in how you share your emotions. In doing so, you'll enhance the richness of your interactions and become someone who leaves a lasting, peaceful presence in their life. Remember, in the rhythm of love, it's often the softest notes, the composed and quiet moments that echo the loudest and linger the longest. How does displaying resilience during hard times make someone miss you more? It's about showing that you're capable of navigating life's inevitable challenges with courage and grace, creating a sense of stability and comfort that your partner finds deeply reassuring. Resilience in adversity means facing hardships directly without collapsing under the weight of them. This ability to stand strong not only builds your own character, but also portrays you as someone dependable and unwavering, qualities that naturally draw others closer. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, once said that a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. This timeless truth highlights that overcoming difficulties not only strengthens you, but also makes you more admirable. Think about a situation where you're faced with significant personal challenges, and yet you stay composed and tackle your problems head-on. This measured response garners both respect and deep appreciation from your partner. They witness not just your ability to survive, but to thrive, and that memory lingers even when you're not physically with them. When you're away, the image of your resilience provides a comforting presence in their mind. They recall how grounded and strong you remain in turbulent times and miss the peace and strength you bring into their life. Resilience isn't simply about enduring hardship. It's about emerging from it stronger, with hope and determination intact. It's about maintaining a forward-moving mindset, seeking solutions, and not giving in to despair. This strength is incredibly attractive. It draws your partner to you not only because they love you, but because they are inspired by your ability to remain composed under pressure. Consider how this resilience shows up in your everyday life. Maybe you lose a job, but immediately take proactive steps to find new opportunities, staying hopeful. Or perhaps a family emergency arises, and you manage to provide support to others while also maintaining emotional clarity. These instances define who you are and leave a powerful impression. When your partner witnesses this kind of resilience, they see you as a rock, a steady force in their world. This solid presence doesn't just foster respect, it deepens emotional intimacy. They begin to treasure your role in their life as someone who offers stability and dependability. The more they experience this, the more they miss your strength during your absence. Additionally, resilience involves holding on to a positive outlook even during dark times. While it's easy to be upbeat when everything's smooth, the real test is how you carry hope when things fall apart. That quiet optimism becomes a guiding light, not only for you, but for your partner too. It uplifts them, and they miss that sense of reassurance when you're not there. Moreover, demonstrating resilience during challenging times also means maintaining a hopeful and positive mindset. It's simple to stay upbeat when everything is going smoothly, but genuine resilience shines through when you're able to see light even in your darkest hours. This kind of optimism is powerful and has the ability to lift your partner's spirits when they're feeling down. When you're not with them, it's not just your physical presence they long for, but also the hope and positivity you bring into their world. By embodying resilience, you show that you're not merely surviving the storms, you're rising above them, becoming stronger with every step. You become a beacon, someone who not only withstands adversity but leads others by example. This makes each moment you spend together more special and profound, as they eagerly await the comfort and inspiration that comes with your presence. They begin to associate you with feelings of security, strength, and hope, all of which are essential in a healthy and loving relationship. So embrace life's challenges as opportunities to reveal your inner strength and emotional steadiness. Let them see that no matter what life throws at you, you remain grounded and unwavering. Keep in mind that showcasing this kind of resilience keeps you alive in their thoughts, not just as someone they care about, but as a powerful force of love and stability in their life. Your resilience becomes the bedrock of the connection you share, making you irreplaceable and someone they deeply long for when you're not there. Now, let's talk about consistency in character. How can staying true to who you are make someone miss you even more? It's about being a steady, dependable presence in their life while still retaining enough intrigue to keep things exciting. Consistency in character means you don't change with the wind. You are the same authentic person day in and day out, and that predictability builds a strong sense of trust and security in your relationship. As the philosopher Epictetus once advised, first determine what kind of person you want to be, and then take action to live that truth. This commitment to personal integrity means your partner knows exactly who you are and what to expect from you, and that's incredibly reassuring. Imagine how this unfolds in your relationship. You're someone who lives by your principles, follows through on your promises, and consistently treats your partner with respect and care. That kind of reliability doesn't just make you a great partner. It makes you someone they truly depend on and treasure. When you're consistently kind, honest, and supportive, your partner can relax into the relationship, knowing they can count on you. And when you're not there, they feel the absence of that dependable energy. Your steady character has become an essential part of their emotional world. But being consistent doesn't mean you become boring or completely predictable. There's still plenty of room for fun, spontaneity, and surprise. It could be a spontaneous date night, a small but thoughtful gift, or a funny message that brightens their day. These little surprises layered on top of your solid foundation keep the connection alive and dynamic. You become the best of both worlds, reliable and exciting. Think about the deeper impact of maintaining this consistency in values and behavior. Your partner knows that no matter what uncertainties life throws at them, you'll remain the same supportive, loving person. That kind of stability is rare and precious. And when you're not around, it's this steady presence they miss, the one who brings calm, love, and reliability into their life. But the occasional dose of spontaneity ensures that the relationship